I think there's something you should know about me. I just happen to...
Hey everyone, I'm Luke One, and this is my good friend Red with me. Say hello, mate.
G'day, mate. Oh, hello, mate. Sorry.
Close enough. What are we doing today, Red?
Well, we thought we'd bring everyone episode 1 of the hot gaming topics from the eyeballs and the mouth of each other, considering we each have somewhat differing opinions on some things and pretty strong similar opinions on others.
All right. Now, today, for the first one, we're going to be talking about pre-orders. Why do we pre-order? That's probably...
That's the buzzing question at the moment, because it seems everyone's throwing that question at us now, especially now you've got the shit, what do they call it? The digital pre-orders now, you know, get this, get that and everything else. But yeah, that's the burning question. Why do we pre-order?
Do you pre-order, Red?
Yes, I do pre-order. I pre-order 4 or 5 games a year. But the reason I pre-order is probably a lot different to the reasons some other people pre-order. Yes, the little figurines and the DLC codes and everything like that is that's a bonus, and that's about as well as I see it. Why I pre-order is basically a lay-by with bonuses, as I said. So Call of Duty every year. I pre-order Call of Duty every year, you know, hanging out because I've got all the steelbook cases for that. So that's more of a collectible thing now. But got Fallout 4 pre-ordered. Lay-by thing again. It was actually a gift from my wife, and she doesn't know how better to please me than buy me new shiny video games. And the only other game I pre-ordered this year, I believe... No, that was last year. Destiny. So they're the 2 games I've pre-ordered this year. You're the one. No pre-orders. What have you...
Pre-order. Look, once upon a time, and this is going back probably 5 years or so, I used to pre-order some games, like the big games when they were coming out. But I only ever did that for fear of not having a copy ready on day one. That was the idea. That was why we pre-ordered, is to make sure that you got a copy on day one. If it was a big game that you wanted, make sure your name was down on one. These days, I've not once ever gone into a shop on day one for a big release and not being able to pick up a copy. And also, I live in Sydney, Western Sydney, so generally if one store doesn't have it, I can walk probably 5 minutes to the next one and pick it up from there for a relatively similar price. It's changed, I think, these days. It's different to when I used to make pre-orders. I don't need to do that anymore, like I said, because everywhere's got the games. I find it pointless to pre-order now, unless it's a special edition.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you though, because that was one of my big points when I was thinking about the whole pre-orders. It's like, right, big game, got to have it, sort of thing, you know. And we used to only really have EB and Kmart, especially where I live in Tasmania. So you can't guarantee Kmart will get anything. So EB was the place to go, reserve your copy, midnight launch, all that, have it to the minute it's released and everything like that. And that's all well and good. But now you've got Target, Dick Smith, Harvey Norman, Leading Edge. Everyone is selling games. It's a big economy. So, yeah, I'm with you. I used to pre-order to make sure, to reserve my copy. There is, and now with digital, as I said earlier, there is no demand for a physical day one pre-order, if you know what I mean, because we're going to have it anyway. It's at our disposal anyway.
And another reason why I'm so against this whole pre-ordering thing is because you're tying in money. You're giving them money now that you can't have. Now, I understand where you're coming from with the whole lay-buying sort of thing, putting money aside. It's like a savings account for you. But then you're stuck when it gets to the point where the game is delayed. And the game sometimes games are delayed 6 months.
Yeah, Watch Dogs, mate.
And look, and another thing, I understand why the developers or publishers are pushing a lot of pre-order bonuses and things like that, because it does give them an indication of how their game is going to sell. And it
Yes.
also gives an indication to the retailer on how many copies that they need to get in. If
Yes.
they get 10 pre-orders, they're not obviously not going to bring in 200 of the same game. They're going to bring in, the initial 10 plus maybe a few extras for floor stock. It does help out with things like that, but the benefits to them outweigh whatever garbage they throw our way. I'm giving you a deposit, whether it be $10 or $50 or the game being paid up front. I think there needs to be a better incentive for pre-orders. If you want me to give you my money for nothing,
Yep.
it's essentially what I'm getting front up. I want more than just some stupid intangible gun that I'll probably never use or probably can't use until I've finished the campaign anyway.
Or that only lasts at 10 minutes. It's 10, like your RPGs. It's good for 10 minutes until you pick up your next one.
Yeah, well, that's it. There's a lot of things like, I had an example. I'm not too sure now.
The Destiny guns that you got with the pre-order, they were good till level 13.
Yeah, and like the what are they called? Polders or whatever, the shoulder thingies that you get
Yep.
you got with Diablo 3 on the PS3. Yeah, they were fantastic, but then they're gone because they're low-level crap that you can't...
Redundant, yeah.
Yeah, they become useless. I think that if you want my money 6 months to 12 months in advance, I want an incentive which is monetary. I think that's what money talks. Give me 10% off.
Yep.
For pre-ordering. Maybe the earlier you pre-order, the higher the percentage. If you pre-order 3 months out, maybe it's 5% off the price. If you're 6 to 12 months out, maybe it's 10% of the price. It's it's $10 off retail, which they might end up selling the game for anyway. But I think that would give good incentive to actually get a lot more pre-orders. But that's not the case. That's not how it works, and that's fair. That's their decision. But for me, there's no incentive for pre-ordering. I have pre-ordered a couple of games, like I have one on order pre-order at the moment, and that's Uncharted 4, but that's not the standard edition. That's the $200 special big whammy edition. Now, there is a chance that I might be able to walk in on day one and pick one up, but there's also a chance that that won't happen. Being Naughty Dog, being a very popular game, considering The Last of Us, the Joel editions, they were sold out like that. I'd imagine that would be the same thing. So I've pre-ordered for my old school reasons. I've pre-ordered to make sure that I've got a copy waiting for me on day one, but for no other reason. Pre-ordering a standard edition game, it sounds stupid to me. But heaps of people do it. They get their pre-orders in because they want to say, yeah, I've pre-ordered it. And your day one bonuses. In saying that as well, 99% of the time when I've gone into the store, my local JB Hi-Fi, I'll buy the game and I haven't pre-ordered it. The pre-order bonus
it's already in there.
It's in there anyway.
You can get day one content on a game that's been out for 6 months.
Yeah, that's it, because they're just sticking them in the boxes and sealing them. And if they don't sell them, and you're still buying from the first batch, you're going to get the pre-order bonus anyway.
Yeah, well, there used to be this illusion that, like, you're right, you're going to get a statue or a figurine. And look, I'm all about toys. I like toys, and I like having things sitting up on my desk and everything like that. But not for the price of a PlayStation game, mind you. I'd prefer another game. But there used to be this illusion where it might have been not unique, but you might have been one of only so many people to have it. And that's where you touched on the Joel edition of Last of Us and the Nathan Drake. I'm sure there's not going to be thousands upon thousands in your local area, if you know what I mean. So that you're really not getting anything of value. It's not rare. Yeah, it's a collectible, but it's a collectible 50 years from now. It's no good, and people turn around, scalp them, and sell them on eBay anyway. So there's no nostalgia. There's no draw for it anymore. I don't think what it costs to get these limited editions really does come out with any form of monetary or, you're proud of it. Yeah, I've got a collection. I can see behind you there. You've got your stuff all sitting around there, but you didn't get all that from pre-orders and everything like that. It's because you liked it. But I just don't think it holds the same sort of value as the hard-earned money.
I've actually, before we started recording this, I've actually got a collection of all my pre-order bonuses down here. Let me just grab them all. Yeah. Oh, there's
None.
nothing. They're all invisible garbage that I don't use. And I've even got half of my download codes just sitting in the box. I had not actually. That just reminded me. Metal Gear Solid.
Online.
Aren't there codes in the box?
For Metal Gear Online, XP boost and
But I've not used any of them.
and you didn't need them.
No, I don't need them. But they give them to you because they feel like it's a placebo effect, really.
Yeah.
They've given you a whole bunch of sugar pills and said, there you go, there's your massive cocaine fix, when it's really fucking nothing.
Yep. And you're paying for additional content, which was probably original content, but they've then extracted it from the full game in order to incentivize the early purchase.
Are you going to keep pre-ordering, Red?
The only reason I pre-order is I like steelbooks. That's about all I pre-order for, steelbooks. Or if it's a game like Call of Duty, and they're not doing it this year, and that fucking annoys me. I know we've had a word about it before, but I'll emphasize here real quickly. The hardened edition of all the Call of Duty games that I've ever bought were $150, standard steelbook. A little memento, a cosmetic fucking skin, but the season pass for $150. Now they've dropped the price of the hardened edition this year to $129 with all those, everything that I said that you get, but no season pass. There's another $65, $69, $200 game if you pre-order just to get the steelbook and everything like that. That's not value. The value was in with Ghosts, AW, Black Ops 2, to get the season pass initially. That purchase is out of the way, and you're getting it for about $40 as opposed to $69. Now we're not saving anything. I've gone down because my missus did put it on pre-order for me. I took the extra money off. I'm getting the standard edition, and I got the additional content on Fallout 4 because it's not a yearly release, and I'd like the lunchbox.
Right. So is your pre-order on the standard edition now?
Oh, Black Ops?
Yes.
Yes, it is. And just being a little bit sneaky, I dropped the pre-order value. I've only got $79 on it because if they won't price match, I'll get a refund and I'll go to Target because that's the power we have these days.
Good work. All right. Well, that's our opinions on pre-ordering today and how useless I think it is. And I'll only do it if it's a super duper big massive purchase that I think they might not have enough stock of. Other than that, they can... That's it.
There is really one other thing that I want to raise as they're incentivizing pre-orders at the moment, and that is beta access. And I think that's kind of fucked because they're incentivizing a pre-order initial purchase with something that might work. You know, there's no guarantees with beta. And there was a big problem recently with Rainbow Six Siege that people, we put our codes in, where's our beta access? But they were doing like a wave rollout. Ubisoft were doing a wave code rollout, so you might get yours from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then the next 100,000 people will get it from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock sort of thing. And it took us, a couple of us here in Australia, 48 hours before we got beta access, and then we had to download it, which then in turn they had to turn around and extend the beta in order to give the pre-order incentive a little bit of value.
Yeah. But that's I guess another topic is that they're giving away codes to get codes.
Yeah, that's getting traffic.
But anyway, all right. Well, look, have you got anything else you want to say quickly on pre-ordering?
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, nah. No more pre-ordering, I'd say.
Unless it's premium.
Yeah, that's what I reckon anyway. And maybe it might make a difference to release dates. That might make them think, well, we don't really want to delay this, or maybe we should delay this based on people aren't really interested. I don't know. I'm just fucking
speculating, but
yeah, spewing crap now. All right, well, that'll be it then for this one, I think. Let's sign off here. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, and subscribe, like, do everything. Click on everything that you can see around the video, and unless just not the
X button.
the other buttons, the other that are on the side there. I don't know. Subscribe to us and love us. Make a comment. Troll if you want. Whatever.
Might give you a free game.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got game.
All right, I've been Luke One. Thank you.
I've been Red.